We already know that I struggle with making decisions, but luckily I got you guys to help me figure stuff out. Hey everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and as always guys, I'm Andrew. Today I got another video for you, but before we get to that video, make sure you are liking and subscribing and hitting that bell notification so you can get regular updates for when I put out new content. I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That said, basically I love engaging with you guys and helping me kind of choose my next read. Usually I do that through like DNF Redemption or like help me pick, my Stephen King. I've done those. I've been a little bit slumpy lately, so we're going to skip DNF Redemption this month. However, this is going to be taking its place. So it's going to work the same way. Basically, I've got 6 books here of series that I've just acquired and that, either through recommendations in Discord or in the comment section on my videos, or, I've acquired them to take place in part of a read-along that either just didn't materialize or fell apart, or, cover buys, things of that nature. So basically what I need you guys to do is I'm going to talk about these 6 books or series and just vote on them in the comments down below. Let me know which one you think I should read. You can do a whole ranking, you can do priority, what have you. Just let me know in the comments down below which ones you think I should be starting first. That said, let's just jump right on in with I think the most familiar, well no, I don't think that's true. But, so that's going to be the Dragonwing, which is Deathgate Book 1. This is by Margaret Wise and Tracy Hickman. I read the Dragonlance Chronicles earlier, a couple months ago, and while it didn't age super well for me, and I initially picked this up to kind of buddy read with some people, and then we all just got busy, which is fine, that happens. And so I've got all 7 of these sitting on my shelf, taking up shelf space, and I don't even know if I like them. I do know that Alan enjoys them, and so that kind of, makes it high on my list, but, it's on my non-priority list, if that makes any sense. Most of these are backlisted fantasy, so they're not, huge priorities for me to get to. And so, Dragonwing, I don't know a whole lot about it. I know a lot of people enjoy it. I know Chaz, Bookish Chaz has enjoyed it, Alan's enjoyed it. A few others here and there have told me that, they're super excited for me to read this. And so, for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and put it on here, because, frankly, if you guys vote for me to read it, it makes it that much more likely that I'll get to it. The second one, I got these so long ago, and initially for that Dragonlance read-along, we had talked about maybe continuing on into some Forgotten Realms with Dritz books. And so I bought these, and then we just never continued on, which is fine. That's going to be Homeland. This is the first book in the Legend of Dritz. And I've never read a Forgotten Realms book. And so I've heard a lot of great things about Dritz. It's a huge series. I'm not looking to read them all. I just wanted to read some of the original Dritz books. And so I've got the trilogy that is Legend of Dritz. I think chronologically these come first. And I remember it was 3 or 4 months ago. Benedict Cumberbatch did this whole vocalized trailer on a Dritz related thing that was just awesome. It gave me chills and it made me want to read these even more. And then the hype from that just kind of faded away from me. And so I've got Homeland here. I've heard great things about Homeland. I've heard borderline that people picked up Homeland and changed their lives. I've heard a couple people say that. I don't know if that's true, so I'm going to go ahead and put it into contention. Otherwise, I have no idea when I am possibly ever going to get to this. Alright, this one is based off of just the author by. This is the Book of Words. And back when the Discord was really young, I believe Terry, one of the users in the Discord, was talking about J.B. Jones and the Baker's Boys. And I could have that wrong, but recently, one of my moderators, Narcel, and his buddy Bottle, have been ranting and raving about J.B. Jones and the Cavern of Black Ice. And then that made me remember the Baker's Boys, and so I wanted to pick this up. This is apparently, even though it's got a title called The Baker's Boys, apparently it's a super kind of dark fantasy. Apparently J.B. Jones, she is known for that kind of darker fantasy, and so they're not super long, which is another reason why I love older fantasy. And it's got that super cheesy, classic cover art, almost that, this might be a Daryl K. Sweet cover. I would almost put money that that's Daryl K. Sweet. But, well, yeah, especially because they're, like, on the back, and they're like, there's always, like, somebody peeking. Like he was just known for that. I bet that's a Daryl K. Sweet cover. Which, I love those, because he did all the Wheel of Time ones. So, yeah, we're going to put the Baker's Boys into contention. This is a trilogy, 7 books. Just to kind of put that in perspective. I don't know if that sways your votes or whatever, but, yes. So, we're going to put that in there, and see if that one wins. This one is Himvar and Owen have been doing a read-along for the Book of the New Sun, I believe is what this is called. Yes. And I kind of want to put this in here because I picked these up used at a half-price book 4 or 5 months ago. Specifically because Christopher Rocchio had been talking about them. He's the author of The Empire of Silence and the Sun Eater saga. And that this is supposed to have like a similar sci-fantasy feel. I later found out that it's super complex, almost as complex as Malazan. What's different though, this is only 4 books. And I can do 4 books a lot easier than I can do 10 very, very big books. And another reason is that if this gets voted and wins, I can read this and then decide if I want the Folio Society copies of these, which are just absolutely stunning. So if this wins, I can kind of dip my toe and see if it's worth investing in the nicer copies. And then I can pass these on to somebody to love and read as well. So then I'll have the nice copies, and I can pass on my reader copies, so to speak. But yeah, I've heard a lot of great things about this from the classical standpoint. So yeah, we'll give that a whirl. All right, this one is... I've heard a lot about this author. I specifically picked up this bind-up because of Nico. And that's going to be The Cycle of Fire by Janny Wirtz. This is a 3-book bind-up. This is the completed trilogy. She's got her, like, Way of Light, I think is her epic fantasy, which is completing next year. She also, Petrick really loved Janny Wirtz working with Raymond E. Feist for the Daughter of the Empire trilogy that I think is set in the Riftward saga. But, like, I picked this up very early on based off of Nico's recommendation because he was reading Cycle of Fire, and he really enjoyed it, and so I, like, found a really great, you know, like, shaped copy for, like, $15 online, and it's just been sitting on my shelf, just sitting there, unloved and unread. And so I kind of want to test the waters with Janny Wirtz before, and she's got, like, a really good standalone as well that Bryce was recently talking about. I think Patrick also read that standalone as well. I forget what it's called. I'll put it right there. And then you'll know which standalone I'm talking about. The name has escaped me. But yeah, so we're going to do Cycle of Fire as well. And then this one, I've never heard anybody talk about this one. These were straight cover buys. I bought the whole trilogy because the covers are so beautiful. That's going to be The Adamantine Palace, and I believe this is, like, called something Flames. The Memory of Flames is what it is called. And this is by Stephen Diaz. And, I mean, just look at that cover. It is absolutely stunning. This is put out by Rock. I've never seen covers quite this beautiful, just on a standard hardcover. Like, I mean, it's got decent word, you know, a decently high font, you know, decent margins. And I remember trying, like, the first chapter, and the prose was pretty interesting. And for some reason, like, because they're cover buys, they're not calling to me, and I just haven't added them to the TBR. I would love to, because, again, look at those covers. I would like to know if I bought a whole trilogy, just based off of the art, if it's worth keeping and talking about on the channel. So I'm going to go through all 6 of these again. We've got, of course, the Adamantine Palace. I can speak. This is what happens when I, like, get in front of the camera. My speech just speeds way up, and then, like, I get tongue-tied. The Adamantine Palace. Janny Wirtz, Cycle of Fire. Shadow and Claw by Gene Wolfe. Homeland by R.A. Salvatore. Right there with that nice classic terrible art. The Baker's Boys by J.V. Jones. And Dragonwing by Margaret Wise and Tracy Hickman. So, it's very easy. As always, just in the comment section down below, let me know your vote for which one of these I should read, and then I will put these on the December TBR to finally start one of these series. This may be another thing that I just intersperse with my DNF redemption to kind of get me to reread some DNFs, give those a try. I'm glad that I reread the 5th season, so that worked out very well. And then with this one, it can help me kind of start some backlisted series that I've either A, dipped my toe in, or B, purchased based off of recommendations and just never got to. So that's it, guys. Let me know in the comments down below which ones you think I should try. If you want to talk on a more regular basis, I would love for you to join the Wizardly Duo Discord. The link is in the description down below, as well as the link to the Patreon. If you want to go ahead and sign up for the Patreon, it does help the channel with just equipment, subscriptions for software, buying books to put out more content, what have you. Your support is always appreciated. That's it, guys. That is the end of this video. So, till next time, peace out. Stay magical. Bye. And as always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons.